Good afternoon, happy stampers, and welcome to my Happy Stamping Studio. My name is Judy Anderson from judystamps.com, and today we're going to be making a double flat card. This is a card I learned probably a couple years ago, and haven't made it for a while. And I thought, let's play a little bit today with some product that's in our online exclusives, as well as another set that's been around for a while. And then I'm going to use some sentiments from another brand new set. So we are going to be using some new ink colors today, as well as doing some coloring and die cutting. So let's get started, everybody. Now, don't forget, as you come in, say hi, let me know where you're coming from. And I will try, if you have any questions, I will try to answer your questions for you. So, like I said, we are going to be using the Fluffiest Friends stamp set. This is found in the online exclusives. I just love these little characters here. They're so much fun. And there is a coordinating die set, which is great for cutting those images out. Playing in the Rain. One of my favorite sentiments is this "Oh Happy Day." So I find myself going back to this stamp set, not only for its cute characters, but for this fun sentiment. I'm also going to be using the Country Birdhouse, and I'm using two sentiments. The one that says, "Hoping you have the best day ever, happy birthday." And that's going to be for the inside of our card. Now, I do have some pieces. I have already pre-stamped some pieces, so we're going to be coloring these. I'm going to color them real quickly here. And I am using the Stampin' Blends. However, I am going to use a Stampin' Right marker. You can mix these two. I did stamp the images in, I'm looking here for something, in Memento ink. Now, the rule of thumb is when you're using the Stampin' Blends, you do want to use the Memento ink. And if you're going to be coloring with Stampin' Right markers, you want to use StazOn. But I am just stamped all of them in Memento today to show you that you can use your Stampin' Right markers. Now, this is the Peach Pie Light, and I am just going to color this little birdie's beak with that. That's all the coloring I'm going to do with the Stampin' Right marker. Now, if I was going to color a lot, I would probably do it in StazOn, because the more you color over it, the more apt it's going to blend together. Now, for our birdie, I'm going to use the light balmy blue and the light summer splash. I am going to go over my bird with the light balmy blue first and just color real quick. I'm not really getting into shading with these. This is just some quick coloring with our Stampin' Blends. So you've got that. Then I'm going to take my Summer Splash and all these dark areas. I'm just going to go in with the Summer Splash, just lightly underneath his wing here and right in there. Now, I do want to blend that just a little bit. So I'm going to go kind of in between those lines in a circular motion and just blend those two colors a little bit. Now we are going to have mostly the light, but as those dry, they will blend together. I am going to take the light bubble bath and do his belly in the light bubble bath very quickly. And I'm going to give this little guy some cheeks. I love giving my characters cheeks. Now hold this up so you can see it. So there he is. Oops, sorry. It's a little blurry. Don't know why, but there we go. So that's our bird. So he is colored. So let's go to our little, I think this is a little hamster. Some people think it's a gerbil. I'm going to move this down so you can see what I'm coloring a little bit. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. I'm going to move it back up again in a little bit. Okay. I have to remember to move up a little bit because that's just the way my camera goes. So we're going to color our little gerbil first. And I'm going to take the light lemon lime twist and I am going to do the balloon. And I'm just going to brush over this real quickly in a circular motion. I am going to leave a white spot. Just like that, I'm going to take the dark lemon lime twist and I'm going to color just in these two spots right there. And that's going to give it a little bit of a 3D effect. All done with that guy. And those colors. I just love coloring with these guys, these Stampin' Blends. Now, this is the light crumb cake. So we are going to go around and color. And you're going to see this time, I am not going to use the dark. I am just going to use the light. And I want to teach you how you can get those dark areas just by using one color. Now you're going to notice I'm kind of going around where it's darker. Okay, now I'm going to fill it in. I am going to leave his belly a little white and I'm going to leave some white spots here. I'm going to go and I am going over those areas again because I'm putting another layer of ink on there. Now I'm going to go around again. And normally you would wait for this to dry just a little bit, but I don't want to take that time today. So I am just going back over those darkened areas. And you're going to see that there is a little bit of a color change in that. Okay, so we've got that. So let's get our light pretty in pink. I'm going to give him some little pink feet and a pink nose, and I'm going to give him some cheeks or her some cheeks, whatever you want to make this, if it's a boy or a girl. Some real light cheeks right in there. Let's make inside their ears a little pink also. And there we go. He's all colored or she's all colored. Got that one done. See how fast it is when you're using your Stampin' Blends to color. Now, I'm going to grab my Peach Pie Stampin' Write marker. I'm going to use the fine tip here. These are our new markers. So the tip is more like that of the blends. It's a little bit thicker than the writing tip that we had before. Oh, I was going to use Daffodil Delight for this, but oh well, it is done. Okay, let's go to our light crumb cake again. And we are going to color this guy. I'm going to color his muzzle. I am going to switch over to the brush tip because I have some large spaces to cover, and I color on the side. When I color big spaces like this, I don't use the tip. Just like our Stampin' Write markers, you never want to color right on the tip. Sometimes I will use the tip if I am doing a small space and pressing very lightly. Okay, and you're going to notice once again, I'm leaving some spots a little bit whiter. Okay, here. And there's some reasoning for that also, because I want some highlights. Okay, we're going to color in here, just scribbling. I'm going over this again in just a second. Now I am grabbing my dark crumb cake, and now this is where I'm going to fill in all those dark spaces. And like I said, I'm not blending a real lot. These are more cartoony characters, so it doesn't have to blend quite as much as you probably normally would. I forgot his foot here. We're going to go back and do his foot. And we're going to do under his face, even though the artist has not drawn anything underneath there. I know there's going to be a shadow there. And behind his foot here, and right there on his leg. Oops, and let's not forget his hand over here. Okay, now I am going to take the light again and brush over this and blend those spots. I'm also going to color his foot, and I can go right over this because we're going to do those pads of his feet black. So once again, I'm going to take this in a circular motion and just blend in that darker with the light. And you do have to work kind of quickly with this because you want to work this in before it dries. So hear that squeaking? That means I'm scrubbing. Okay, around his face up here. And you're going to see that naturally it's going to be darker and have those dark spots. Let's bring this up just a little bit more. Okay, now on his body, I'm going to take the side here and I am just going to brush up and down, putting another layer of ink on his body, but those spots that I have left white are going to be lighter. Okay, we're going to grab our pretty in pink again, do his ears. We're going to give him some cheeks right here. I'm going to give him a round cheek on this side. Now, some people go, is there an order that you should go? I always do the darker color and then go over it with the lighter color because just like when you're using our natural Stampin' Write markers, same with this. The less color you use is going to show through more because you're layering it on top. This is the dark black for his pad. Okay, now I'm going to grab the pecan pie and I'm going to use the light. Go over the entire honey pot. But just like before, I am going to leave a little bit of a white spot. That's quite a big white spot, isn't it, though? I want a little bit more of a highlight. Now I want the dark spots. Once again with the dark pecan pie. And we're just making this look a little 3D-ish. Okay, I'm going to take my light and, oops, I want to use the brush tip. I want to go over that area just one more time and you will see that it's still light in that area. So, see how that center middle area is still light? Okay, so we're all done coloring. I'm going to die cut those out. And the magic of TV or Facebook Live, they're cut out already. So we're going to get to our card. That's what you guys are waiting for. So the flat card here. So we have a lot of bases here. So we have a card base that measures I took one sheet of cardstock. The card bases are going to take you one full sheet of cardstock. The first one is going to measure 4 by 10 3/4. So I went, or 4 1/4 by 10 3/4. Sorry about that. So I just cut it directly in half. I haven't cut it down. Now, you would not have to cut it down, except I scored it at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take it to 10 3/4. And I'm cutting off 1/4 of an inch. And that is just because the way I am decorating my card, I needed the front flap to be just a little bit shorter. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so now that's not short enough yet. So we have 10 3/4. Okay, and then you're going to take it and you're going to cut it at 2 3/4. And we're going to cut it again. So now you could have cut it at 2 3/4 and then cut another 1/4 off, but I just like keeping it pretty simple. So this is our card base. Don't throw this away. We're going to be using that a little bit later. So we are going to take it and fold our cardstock in half. Hello, Lorenda. How are you? Thanks for joining. Happy to see you. I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. This is the In Color 6x6 pack, and I'm going to be using both sides. What I did is I cut it at 4 inches first and then a quarter. We're just going to set that on there and rub that. Then I'm going to go ahead, and I've got some other cardstock, and I just layered it. You could cut these any way you want. I cut the first one, I believe, a 1/4 inch smaller, and then a 1/4 inch smaller again. And then I think the Designer Series paper is left from that 2-inch strip that I cut from that 6x6 piece. And I only cut it I believe 3/8 smaller, because, oops, I didn't want as big of a peach pie border around the edge. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on. Okay, and then next we're going to decorate this flap. Okay, and I know, you guys, this is just a standard card base that you've done before, where we've cut it off and then used this piece this way, and that's basically what we're going to be doing today. However, okay, so I want to decorate this. So what I am going to do, I think I put that on too quickly. I did. I'm going to lift that off. Hopefully my glue didn't stick. This is why I use the liquid glue, because if I had used our Stampin' Seal, there is no way I would have gotten this off. I didn't want to put this on here yet. So here, oh, it's sticking pretty good already. And that's surprising because we're quite humid today. Here. Okay, well, I'm going to change it up a bit because I am not getting that off. So let me rub that real good. We've got another piece. We'll decorate in a minute. We've got another piece, and it measures 3, oh my gosh, let me look at my notes. I believe it's 3 3/4. No, it's 3 1/4 by 10 inch. So this is the other half of the sheet of cardstock. So it's 3 1/4 by 10 inches, scored at 5 inches. Then I'm going to put on a piece of basic white that measures 3 1/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, and that is going to go right on here. Okay, and then this piece is going to go on the inside of that. Or actually, hang on a second. Our cards are going to go like this. Yes, then this is going to go over that. I shouldn't have glued that on yet, but I did. And, you know, I am always up for a challenge, right? Okay, you gotta love our liquid glue. That Tombow glue, the green lid glue, is awesome. It allows you to reposition it, but I kind of press too hard. Usually I don't press as hard to begin with until I make sure it's all set. Okay, so we have that on. So now I'm going to adhere this to the inside of the card. Putting the glue on. So Lorenda says she needs this set. It's on her need list. Oh, I love that. We all have those need lists. Now, I'm attaching this right along the top edge of that Designer Series paper. So it's not going to go all the way up to that fold. Okay, and I'm just centering it right there. What we're going to do here is we're just going to set this here. Like that. Okay, so I am just going to put some adhesive on here. And I put it along the top edge, just like I teach you guys when you do a flat card. Then we're going to do the bottom edge here. That way we don't get too much. I just kind of eyeballed that. It's going to be like this. So this is what the card looks like before it's decorated. Okay, I'm going to move my camera up just a little bit because it's too close for you to see what I'm doing. There we go. So this card is going to open up and then open up again. Okay, so 2 flaps or a 2 front card. So now I want to go ahead and decorate this. So I've gone ahead and done some die cuts. I did this beehive, and this is part of the stamp set. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my Stampin' Write marker, and I want to see those lines on the beehive, and I just cut this out of the Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to run my line my pen right into that groove, and that will ensure that I go straight. They also have a hole there in the center for that honeybee to get into, but we are going to not use a circle. I actually use the bee builder punch, and I have a heart. So the little heart from there, and I went ahead and cut it out of the black. Just a little dot. And we're going to place that in the center for the hole. Okay, I went ahead, sorry, and cut a second beehive. I thought that this blended in too much, so I'm just going to cut it in half. And just like we do with our labels, punches, every once in a while, I'm just going to put some adhesive on this side and this side. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere it to the honeycomb. And it's just going to be a slight shadow. Okay, to this side. You can see as I'm putting it on, it's just a very slight shadow there. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't go all the way down or all the way to the top. Okay, so that's going to help it stand out a little bit. But now I've got all these little pieces cut out, and I need to get my glue dots because I love glue dots, and some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we're going to use the small ones today. We're also going to be using our Take Your Pick tool. So I want to put on this limb. And, you know, I watch you guys a lot of times when you're putting on glue, you sit there and you try to go right up the center. I don't do that. I make sure my glue's coming out a little bit. Okay, I don't want it all over here. Grabbing my silicone mat. Okay, there we go. And I just brush it sideways, just like this. And that is enough glue to hold that on your project. Pick that up. Move this off to the side. You know, you always want to use your silicone mat so that you don't get glue all over everything. And we're just going to set this right on here. And I did go all the way to the edge of the card on this. Next, I have our little bluebird. And I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to add her on here. Just going to use 2 of the minis. Right like that. Okay. We're just going to stick her on so she doesn't stick past the card. She's on there. I've gone ahead and I cut some leaves out. Put this on here. I know I cut some big 3s and some 2s. I want one of each. So here we go. Once again, just rub it across. Okay, you don't need much glue on there. Some people, you know, have a love or hate relationship with this glue. And those that hate it say that it gets all over. And that's because you're using way too much glue. Okay, we're going to put this up here. Stick this one right here. And have it coming down. Just like that. Okay, we're going to grab our little beehive. I'm going to use the dimensionals once again for our beehive. Put that right like that. I just love how Stampin' Up! With their designer series papers, everything coordinates. I love mixing in between different kinds of packs of paper. You know, one of the packs of paper, designer series paper this year, is all the in colors. So you could use that pack along with this 6x6 pack and get all kinds of looks, more of a brighter look. My pack of paper has not come yet. I did order it on the 1st, even though I could have pre-ordered it, I didn't. But I'm okay with that. We're going to put the Oh Happy Day here. Okay, now let's grab our little bear, our honey bear, and we are going to put him on the front. You could put him on with dimensionals if you wanted. I want him flat, and I want him below that line. He's going to be sitting right here though. Okay, now in the dies you've got some grass also. So once again, I'm just going to take a little bit of the glue, brush it over. You know, I'm not real particular, you guys. And we're just going to put that, a clump of grass right here. Okay, I thought it would be cute to do some little bees up here. So I am going to get my Memento ink and put some bees up here, flying around him. Okay, but you're going to say, well, yeah, but it's all pumpkin or peach pie. We have too many pies in our cupboard. We have peach pie, we have pumpkin pie, and we have pecan pie. I am going to grab our watercolor pencils. And in our watercolor pencils, we have a white pencil. And we're just going to color those wings in with the white pencil. Very simply like that. Whoops. On my dimensionals. Now, if it's not coloring, coming off real good, color on something else. And then just kind of wet the end of the pencil and color these in. And I will hold it up. You will be able to tell. You could also use Wink of Stella. Now, I am going to take my peach pie marker and I'm going to color in the body. And that's going to make it darker. So they're going to pop from the paper a little bit. So see how those pop just like that? And you can see the white there. So that is the front. But now we're going to open this up and we have some more decorating to do. So you've got some decorating to do on this piece, but you want to remember that there is a border here. So we are going to put this little guy right on there, and I am just going to stick it on with some glue. Oh, Happy Day. And we're going to stick him in the middle. And then I'm going to get my verse out. And my verse is, hoping you have the best day ever. And I didn't even check. Okay, so it's not going to fit. So I'm going to have to do some omitting here. Before I lose my grass, I want to put some grass underneath him so he's not just floating in the air. Although that balloon could be pulling him up into the air just like, what is that movie, Up? And I just noticed I forgot to color his feet. So I got the pink here. Let's color his feet. I'm going to give him, forgot his nose too. There we go. We've got him sitting there. And so I want to do part of this. Now I could go and, hang on, I want to get this straight. I've used it and I pulled it out a couple times and it's kind of bent a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take some Scotch tape and I'm going to put it over the words here. Okay, I want to make sure it's not on that part right there. Okay, I'm going to take my Memento. Now, you guys are probably thinking, yeah, Judy, you could have used your Stampin' Write marker. And I could have. But I like the way it stamps better with the pad. I'm going to remove this. And hoping you have the... Okay, now I need to clean this really, really good. That is very important. So I'm using my Stampin' Scrub to clean that. And now I'm going to cover the top half. And I am actually going to need to put this in 2 pieces. We are adaptable while creating. You know, if you don't know how to adapt, you're in trouble, right, Lorinda? Oh, and Patty says she adapts a lot. So that's, I know, we all think we're the only ones that adapt, but we aren't, right? That's the name of the game. Okay, inking that up. And let's put that on there. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your day today to join me. Oh, I think that might be a little bit crooked, but not too bad. So there we go. I'd probably go ahead and put some, maybe some clouds in here. But now we're going to flip this up. We still have another area to decorate. So in this area, I'm just going to put the happy birthday. Let me grab the happy birthday out. Clean this stamp. So like I was saying, look at the designer series papers because they're so adaptable to one another. And so many of the designer series papers, you can mix and match even different colors. We will, in my weekend event this weekend, my open house, let me put this down a little bit. For my virtual event, if you have not registered for that yet, it is a free event for my customers. Just shoot me an email or a text or a message in Facebook, and I will send you the registration link so that you can register. And it's a lot of fun. I have joined my friends from around the globe, and I'm going to put these on upside down. So I'll put glue on them. And we're doing the event this weekend on the new catalog. You guys, we've already done our walkthrough, but it's recorded, so you can watch it time and time again. We have had several people say that it is one of the best walkthroughs that they've seen of the new catalog. So I urge you to go see that. Get this here, this one here, and this one will go here. I'm going to overlap them a little bit, but I just wanted to get them on there. We're not going to use this glue. But that is Friday night Central Time. It's from 6 to 9. And we have demonstrators from, like I said, around the globe. We have them from Australia, New Zealand, Canada. I'm from the United States. And rumor has it we may have a visitor from our home office joining us, which will be really exciting. I'm not going to give a name or say positively that she's going to be there, but she has asked us about our event and asked if she could join in. Now, she may just be watching us. I'm not too sure what she has intended. And then again, she may have a thing or two to say to us. Who knows? We never know with those people from the office. Okay, let's go here and here. So this is a nice, bright and cheery card that wishes you happy birthday all the way through it. Now, I like my balloon strings to be very thin, so I am using our old black Stampin' Right marker. I'm just going down with it. Here we go. Okay, we'll have a couple more strings coming out here. So that's my double flap card. I hope you enjoyed it. And I just, like I said, I love this set. Um, huge trouble. We are, adapt. Yeah, huge trouble with adapting, right? But you know what? I say go with the flow. That's my, mantra. You go with the flow. So here is the front. So adorable, you guys. And then you're going to flip it open, and we have another little card here. Hoping you have the best day ever with this guy greeting you on the inside. I may throw a couple more of those balloons on here. I only have a green one left. I might have to cut a couple more just to put on there to fill it up. And then all the balloons here. Happy birthday. You could even tuck a piece of paper here and tuck in a gift card if you wanted. So this is the double flap card. I hope you guys like this card today and try to do it. I would love for you to create one of these, not using this stamp set though, using a different stamp set. I will do a post and put the measurements in on Facebook and in the description on my YouTube channel. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.